If you want the same type of pads that Freddie Roach uses, but you can't afford the winning ones, Superior Boxing have got these, £100. Hello and welcome to Fit to Box. I'm Coach Simon, and here on Fit to Box I bring you all things boxing equipment, and I bring you it from here, Telford Amateur Boxing Club, where I am a full-time boxing trainer and England level 2 boxing coach. And in this gym I do the testing. Not only do I do the testing, but also the other boxers that are here get involved in the testing and the feedback to bring you the most complete review of boxing equipment that I can bring you. Welcome to Fit to Box. Today I have these pads, and these are the speed pads from Superior Boxing, and as you can see they are based on and inspired by Freddie Roach's mitts that Winning have done. Obviously I've done a review on the Winning mitts on the channel, so please check that out. And I love those mitts, they're absolutely superb, and these of course are a copy of those. Now the difference being is these are leather, whereas the Winning ones are synthetic leather, albeit Winning, the synthetic leather is a super high standard of synthetic leather, but they are synthetic leather. In terms of the size, the shape, the weight, the function, these are very, very close to Winning, how they feel for you as the trainer, and also how they feel for the boxer on the other side of the pads. Now, again, as I've mentioned in the introduction, these are a fraction of the price of Winning pads. Winning pads, you are talking hundreds of pounds. You're also talking a long wait, unless you go to an outlet that is got them already and they can supply them straight away, but then you pay a further premium on that. So the ones that I had were 600 English pounds for the Winning ones. These ones are 100 English pounds. So you can see why people would go for this alternative. As you can see, I've got them in the dark green and also the gold, and they look superb. They do also come in lots and lots of different colours, and I really do like what they've done with the style of these pads. When it comes to colours, it's pretty much unlimited. You just ask Superior the colour way that you want, and they can pretty much get you sorted. Now, these, as I say, are a leather mitt, full grain cowhide leather. You've got the finger hood there, you've got on the back of the finger hood, you've got Superior Boxing choice of professionals there. You've also got sort of this baseball type mitt at the rear with the holes in there. You've got that raised wrist pad, and actually when you put them on, you've got the pad that is on your sort of here, on your palm there, that keeps the fingers in place, keeps the hand nice and sturdy, and also allows the absorb the punches coming through the mitts through there, and they do feel fantastic. As you can see as well, you've got the zip there that goes all the way round, and these are super comfortable for you as the trainer. The only difference I would say between these and the Winning ones, apart from the fact that the price and the leather, is these ones, that little zip does sort of wiggle around a little bit, which I haven't got that happening on my Winning ones. In saying that, you could easily cut that off if it was bothering you, or even put a little bit of tape on, but it does not really bother you when you're using these pads. Now, I like to use pads like this when I'm doing speed combinations. There is lots and lots of different types of pad work, from very simple sort of jab only pad work to very complex Mayweather style pad work. And I think these are great for that type of pad work. If ever I'm doing the Mayweather pads with anyone, what I try and do is I try and get them to wear a bit lighter gloves. And it's great when the coach has got lighter mitts as well, because you can get some real speed. As you can see there, you've got a beautiful punch surface in terms of the curve, and every punch does feel like it's making a great connection. What I think these punch mitts do great, both in this form and also the winning, is they almost like make every punch a good punch in terms of connection, mostly in part due to that sort of curve and the actual punch surface as well. As always, I think winning have really perfected the correct size and shape for the pads. Now, of course, I don't really like copies. I always talk about the innovators, and I always talk about the copiers, and I always encourage the copy brands to innovate. And not a lot of them can do that. Yes, they can copy the originals, and yes, they can do it for much cheaper. And in this case, obviously, they're using very good materials, and they've done an absolutely superb job of copying the fit, the feel, and the look of the winning pads. Okay, so in there as well, you have got imported EVA foam. So really, these are absolutely superb. I really enjoyed using them. I try very hard when it comes to copies not to give them more credit than the originals, because these can't exist without the winning originals. But with winning being so expensive now, and also the accessibility to get winning pads, if you go direct to winning, you're going to wait a very long time. If you go to other outlets, like London Boxing Shop, for example, who are almost like they take the weight out for you, but then you have to pay a premium because they've took the weight away and you can get your pads quickly, then I really do think that the copy brands can steal a march on winning. And they're stealing the march in two ways, really. One, the fact that you're able to get them in whatever colours you want and when you want. But the other thing, of course, is you're able to get them at a price that is a fraction of the price of winning. So if you want winning, you will get some winning pads. If you want winning style, then these are a superb option. Now, because of the price, for what you're getting, I think £100 for these is amazing. And for that, I'm going to award these 5 Fit to Box stars. That is the best. I really don't like giving copies that higher rating, but I have to acknowledge the fantastic job that they've done in doing a winning pad for a fraction of the price. They're much more accessible, and also I like the fact that it's done in beautiful leather. Really is very, very well made. They've done a fantastic job. Okay, now again, when I did the rating for the winning pads, as much as I love them, that price really does stick in my throat. And £600 for a pair of pads, for me, is a tremendous amount of money. And so I marked them down, and I gave the winning pads 4 Fit to Box stars. They are the originals, I give them full credit, but when you've got a brand that is able to copy those pads to this standard in leather for £100, I have to award 5 Fit to Box stars to acknowledge that. I think they've done a fantastic job. Also, the fact that you can get them in any colours really that you want. I went for the green and the gold, and I think it looks absolutely superb. When I'm using them with boxers, if I didn't know that these was on my hand, I could easily turn around and think I'd got my winning on. They are that close to winning pads. And when you've got a copy that is that close to the original, they've obviously done a tremendous job. So recently I seem to be giving 5 Fit to Box stars out like confetti. But there is a reason for that, and that is the boxing brands are listening. The boxing brands are going away, they're tweaking their gear, and they're coming back with improvements, and they're coming back with fantastic gear. Now, hopefully, my ratings, my star system, and the channel has had an effect on that, because I am getting brands that are going away, they get a star, they want to get 2 stars, they get 2 stars, they want to get 3 stars. And everybody wants that 5 Fit to Box stars. And these have achieved that. Absolutely brilliant, fantastic value for money at £100, superbly made. And I'll tell you what, you would not be able to tell the difference between these and a pair of winning pads, which are going to cost you hundreds and hundreds of pounds more. As I say, if you want winning, you will buy winning and you'll be very happy. But I'll tell you what, you could buy a few pairs of these in different colours for the same price as that one winning pair of pads. So I wanted to acknowledge that. I've also got to acknowledge the fact that more and more brands are sending through amazing bits of kit now. You know, I think that they're all trying to be the best, and I love that. That was the reason why I started this channel. The reason was to get people to have better boxing equipment, and I really do feel after all of these years that that is now starting to happen big time, because it's hard to fault a pair of pads like this. You know, if I'd have gave these pads 3 stars to sort of punish them for copying, I don't think it would have been giving them the full credit for what they've achieved on the base of Winning's design and Winning's innovation. Superior have nailed it and also priced them at a price point that would be very difficult for any coach to refuse if they like this type of pads. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe to Fit to Box, and I shall speak to you soon.